Hello! In this next exercise, we'll be performing pelvic tilts into a hip bridge. So what we're doing here on the ground is we're tucking our pelvis and we're tilting it. Tuck and tilt. And when you're tucking, you think of your pubic bone coming more towards your belly button. When you're tilting, you think of your tailbone reaching behind you. I'll show you what I mean. So come down comfortably. There's a couple of different ways you can get down to the floor. I like to grab behind my thighs and roll down one vertebrae at a time to support me getting down comfortably and safely. I'm planting my feet as close to my hips as possible, but not maxing out or anything. You're just comfortably placing, but getting them as close to your hips as you can. So now when we're tilting, I'm exhaling and I'm moving my pubic bone basically back towards my belly button. And as I'm tilting, inhaling and pushing my tailbone into the floor, I'm thinking about my tailbone coming up toward my head as opposed to toward my feet. Exhaling, tilting your pubic bone toward you, and maybe your hips come off of your hips or your derriere comes off the floor just a little bit here. And you're tilting. Your lower back comes off the floor here as you're tilting your tailbone towards the floor and towards your head. When you inhale, your exhale, tilting, contracting in your glutes as well here to help you tilt and to give you a little stretch in your lower spine. Sorry, I think I meant to say tuck there, but now we're tilting, reaching our tailbone towards the ground and back towards our head, creating that space between the floor and our lower back. Now we're pressing our lower back into the floor as we exhale, tucking our pelvis and contracting our glutes. You don't have to hold your breath here. When I'm cueing on the inhale and exhale, I like to move with breath, but then it doesn't mean you need to hold your breath. You can continue breathing normally. Inhaling on the tilt, exhaling on the tuck. Let's speed this up a little bit. Inhaling on the tilt, exhaling on the tuck. Now we're going to reverse our breath pattern. So we're going to inhale on the tuck and exhale on the tilt. Inhale on the tuck, exhale on the tilt. 3 more. Inhale, exhale and tilt. 2 more. Inhale, exhale on the tilt. 1 more. Inhale on the tuck, exhale on the tilt. Lovely. So from here, let's just relax your pelvis, neither tilting nor tucking. And I'll cue you as we move up into a hip bridge. So we're going to tuck our pelvis and continue pressing our glutes away from the floor and grounding in our heels, pressing into our heels and achieving as much of a bridge as you can achieve today with your derriere off of the ground. So it'll look like this. We'll take a nice inhale. And we're exhaling as we're peeling our pelvis away from the ground, pressing through our heels, and holding here at the top of our bridge for 4, 3, 2, 1. As we lower, think about your spine touching the floor, one vertebrae at a time, as we lay our pelvis down, back down on the mat. And as we're moving our vertebrae one at a time, think about the vertebrae that's closest to the floor. We're peeling up here and holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Think about your upper back and wherever that vertebrae is that's in connection to the floor. Think about the next one, placing that down, and the next one, placing that down. You're still achieving a tuck here in your pelvis until you hit your lower back hits the ground, and then you can relax and maybe even tilt your pelvis a little bit from a neutral pelvis. We'll do that one more time. Nice big inhale to prepare. Exhale as we tuck the pelvis and lift our glutes off of the ground. Reach our maximum high bridge. Hold for 2 more. And then when we're ready to come back down, think about one vertebrae at a time connecting with the mat below you until your lower back hits the ground and your pelvis lands. Go into a nice tilt and relax. Take your legs out in front of you, stretching through the toes and through your fingertips. Nice long stretch. Couple nice big breaths. And to come off of the floor in the safest way possible, I like to bend my knees, roll onto one side, and then use my arms and hands to press myself up to sitting.